everyone. We are here with Erzsebet from Erzsebet. If you don't know them, you're missing out. They're fucking pretty fantastic symphonic black metal that I think you'll really enjoy. So, Elizabeth, thank you very much for joining me today.
Thank you for having me today. It's an honor for me to be here and to answer your questions.
Sweet. Um, so we're gonna say get Sophia to say hello. So my
Hi, Sophia. I have a cat as well,
oh yeah,
but he's over there. Maybe
yeah.
he's going to come later on.
Oh yeah, he's gonna show up and be like, "Hey, here I am."
For sure,
Yeah,
because he always wants to draw the attention.
yeah. She's like, "Hey, what are we doing?"
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. So Erzsebet is still it's still relatively new. You all started in 2020. Um, what was what was the catalyst for the band starting?
Well, at the beginning, me and the drummer, we joined the same band. It was another band, metal band as well, but it was not black metal. And I knew that he was very interested, highly interested in joining in a black metal band. So out of the blue, I met Angelus, who is the guitarist and the composer of the songs of Erzsebet, and we started having a chat, and we thought about the possibility of joining in a black metal because Angelus, the guitarist, he is very interested in black metal music. And so I came up with the idea of having a meet with both of them and just to introduce them one to each other. And I was in the middle that day. And in the meeting, I remember that we were talking about music, different kinds of music. And I suggest them I was humble because I'm not a proper black metal singer, but well, I suggest them to join a band as a singer. um, but I had a condition. My condition was, as long as I can get dressed with the cape and do a different performance, like some kind of drama, I'll join your band. And they accepted. And so then later we recruit the grow list. Albert, who is the bass guitar, and yeah, we did it like that.
That's awesome. That's super cool. So, did you know everyone like as friends prior to, or did the band bring everyone together?
Well, as I said, the drummer and me, we already joined another band previously some years ago, and then on the other hand, the bass guitar with the guitarist, they know each other previously because I think that they met in a gig or something because they belong to another bands. So yeah, they shared some kind of festival or something, but they knew each other and they got on well previously. So it was very, the band.
Organic.
Yeah, organic, and it came naturally,
Yeah.
and for me, I have a theory. I don't know if you have heard about the theory of the four colors,
Mm-mm.
because it say that in, with you working within a team in a company, usually they want to combine different types of personalities in order to make the best of the team, and that these personalities should belong to different kind of profile of people, like they are considered blue, green, red. It's not a cult. It's just like
Whatever. We're kind of talking about cultist stuff with black metal anyway.
yeah, so it makes sense. But no, I mean that, well, it's a theory that I don't know, but it works. And I always say that we belong to different colors. For me, it's red completely. The bass player is yellow because he's very enthusiastic. The blue one is the composer, Angelus, the guitarist. No, sorry, the blue is the drummer, and the guitarist is the green one. So we combine and my cat, I don't know if you
I can hear him. Yeah.
now he's going to come. So yeah, we met to each other perfectly. So I'm very glad of being in that band, because I couldn't wait for, I mean, I couldn't expect more, because sometimes it's quite difficult to, to match with people with different personalities, different egos as well.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's not easy, because it's like a family, but you have to, to handle with little stuff, and
Like
sometimes
white gloves. Sometimes it needs to be very handled delicately.
exactly
Yeah.
with no, yes, yeah, sometimes you have to, especially me, I'm always, or I try to be more, mm, like softer, but I can, because I'm very direct, sometimes, and especially on WhatsApp, on no social networks, sometimes I'm misunderstood, because the way I express myself, it's not very, not very nice. But it's not, it's not my fault. It's just because the words cannot express my feelings well.
Yes. Yeah.
So,
I completely understand. So maybe you should really dig into that and be like the really mean person and like rawr on
yeah.
everyone.
And then that's why sometimes we prefer to, or maybe to send voice notes, because you can see, the melody of the
Inflections.
voice, the inflections,
Yeah.
and it's not the same like reading the text directly without, emojis and things like that.
Yeah. Well, that's the bad thing with text is however you think they're gonna respond, that's how you read it. So if you think they're gonna be aggressive, like you have that in your head, and then it's like a big fight, and it's like, hold on, like I
So,
was just trying to explain something. I wasn't trying to cause a fight. What the hell's going on?
exactly. So absolutely, I think that these kind of messages are good to agree in the time of the rehearsals and things like that, but very specific communication.
Yeah,
Otherwise, it could be a mess.
for sure. So you guys are 4 years in, you've released an EP and now the full length,
Yeah,
650.
yeah, it's named like that.
Yeah, what a cool like concept behind that. What made you go, "Hey, let's write all about this noble who killed all these people."
Um, well, at the beginning, when we created the band, we had in mind the idea to pay tribute to the Countess from the very beginning. But it was not just but name the band like Erzsebet.
Yeah.
We wanted to go further in terms like to, for me as the singer, to try to play the role as the countess. So our project is more focused on imagine in case that the countess join a band, how the band should be, or look like,
Yeah.
so it's our main idea when we decided to create the band. And so everything, the lyrics, and all the drama things and all the stuff we use on stage, in live gigs, is about the the imagination, all the things, all the sets, the setting about the countess. So yeah, it's more than, you know, to play the role. So we play the music, but we, or at least I am try to play the role as the countess would be a singer.
Yeah. That's really cool. I like when bands bring in the theatrics into the live setting. No, don't get me wrong. I like when a band just plays the music also, but it's cool when you can bring the theatrics into the live show and it's done well, you
Yeah.
know? I think sometimes it's hard to get that to really translate to the audience.
Mm, but I think that the most attractive of when you are trying to show more than a song on your performance is the fact that you maybe can convince or can seduce the audience who are not who is not into
Familiar?
exactly black
Yeah.
metal music, or who is not familiar to this kind of music, just because the show, you know. And yeah, it usually happens to us that people came to just to, you know, the relatives or something who want to go to the concert, and then they say, oh, for me it's not my kind of music, but I have to admit that yes, it's quite cool to see, you know, because it's like a play, more or less, because our shows are structured in more or less three different acts. So we perform indeed I had to change my clothes and, you know, all the stuff. So it's, I consider it like a play.
Yeah. It's very theatrical.
Mm-hmm.
So when you all play live, obviously, right, the equipment plays a pretty significant amount of space. What other, you know, what other items do you guys bring on stage? Obviously, you're changing clothes. Do you have like, um, you know, did you design like a whole stage setup with like buildings or trees or anything?
I would love to do that, but we have no money. We have no budget,
Yeah.
not yet. Cross fingers and let's hope for the best. But yeah, up to now we have to it's more or less like do it yourself stuff.
Yeah.
And yeah, because of the low budget. And yeah, we bring some candles and things like that, just to give the you
Set the
know,
ambience.
exactly the ambience. And then I came to the idea of why not we bring a mirror, you know, and I comb my hair while the blast beats are at the background. So it's quite mad. And especially this part of the show, usually it's like blows the audience mind, you know? So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. So how many times have you all played out at this point?
Everything, because we have changed a bit from the EP. We obviously the songs have a different show or performance.
Mm-hmm.
So we plan the set list according to the performance of the every song that we are going to play. So we have to follow more or less one guidelines, but improvisation can occur. So yeah,
Yeah.
and I don't know if I'm answering your question, but
No, no, I don't think I phrased it correctly. How many like how many shows have you all played?
now maybe six, seven.
Okay.
I don't know. Maybe yes, more than six, but less than 10, maybe around
Okay.
nine. So we,
Yeah.
yeah, we are newcomers.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, so
we are looking, sorry, we are looking for more shows. In fact, this weekend we are going to play another time around in Portugal which, it's a country that we love, because they really respect musicians.
Hmm.
They really adore the newcomers. They are very open-minded. And yeah, we are looking forward to go another time in a festival called Lamas in Chamas. It's a one-day festival, and yeah, so yes, we are planning to do more shows in a
Okay.
short and mid-term.
Yeah, that's good. Get out,
Yeah.
play, get that live show together, brush your
Mm-hmm.
hair in the mirror, like
Now, I've just revealed a secret,
yeah.
because sometimes people didn't expect to see that in a black metal concert, so they are completely shocked when they see it.
Yeah, but I think something like that really adds to like the dramatization of, the theatrics overall, which is super neat, and for you all
Mm.
to think through it like in that detail is, for me that's pretty impressive because my brain doesn't work that way. I'm like, come out, play music, it's great, it'll be fine.
Mhm.
So, for you, like, obviously you want to be theatrical. Were there artists that you looked up to that um, helped guide you that way?
Another artist, you mean?
Yeah, were you like, oh, I really like how King Diamond does it, or, the Iron Maiden live show or anything like that?
No, exactly. In fact, it was an idea that we wanted to just maybe because I wanted to do something different, from because I'm not a true black metal, let's say, because the rest of my bandmates are really, really blackers. And well, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that I don't like black metal music, but I'm more uh, I don't know, metal in the genre itself. Um, Appeals me, but I listen to rock music, and since I was little I was a huge fan of Freddie Mercury. I know, nowadays it sounds super mainstream and things like that, but um,
I
when
don't
I was
think so.
younger, it was not so usual, and yeah, my dream, it was always to sing like, not Freddie Mercury, because it would be like come back to real.
Yeah.
But I mean, the fact of the energy on stage, and this powerful, and it doesn't matter if he were just like a, some sport clothes. It
Yeah.
doesn't matter. He could be like, oh, very energetic, and very, and this kind of, I mean, Freddie Mercury, and later on I admire another like Bruce Dickinson for me as well. He's very powerful. Angela Gozo from Arch Enemy on back years.
Yeah.
And yeah, this kind of performers who are, impressive on stage. They look bigger,
Because they
in front of the audience. So
they command it. Yeah.
exactly. So I had the need to 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 perform like that, to be acting. But obviously I'm maybe I'm not so magnetic. But I try to, yes, to to imitate some kind of no, imitate, because it's something that comes naturally.
Yeah, but
But
I think you start off kind of imitating what you see, to an extent. You start that way and then you make it your own. Like I think people call it rip off and duplicate. It's not research and develop, it's rip off and duplicate. And I think
exactly, yes, it's
yeah,
like a feedback
yeah,
thing. Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
probably.
the more you do it, the better you get, and the things you change to really make it your own, which is, you know, I think a lot of artists, or especially artists with longevity, that's what they do. They're like, oh, I really like how this person did that, so let me want to take that piece and I want to
Exactly.
learn that. You know.
Yeah, yeah. It's something that you do maybe unconsciously, and just by watching them
Mhm.
because you like them. And yeah, obviously you somehow you imitate, or you tend to imitate. But I don't want to be a copycat of my idols. I want to have my own personality on
Mhm.
stage, and that's why I'm very critical with myself. When I watch the videos that people can send me from shows, and I always say, oh, I don't like the movement that I did with my hand, or on the contrary, oh, I love that movement because it looks more, weird, or something more
Yeah.
creepy. So yeah, the my objective is not to be, obviously I cannot be sexy, but the female singers sometimes use, I think, mm, I don't want to say if it's good or if it's bad, but they use their bodies just to attract people, just because their bodies. For me, it's on the contrary. The creepier, the better. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I especially in, black metal, that's what you're going for.
Exactly.
You definitely want to have a little bit of creepiness in there, but I I think sometimes artists do use their body to attract people, and it's like whatever. You either like the music or you don't. It doesn't matter how attractive someone in the band is. Like if it's bad music, it's just bad music.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah.
Like,
But all we know that it doesn't matter, but always it works.
and
You know,
no,
the
it
the
doesn't. No, it doesn't.
well, maybe in
If
long
you
term.
if you come out just showing your tits, like people aren't there for the music, they're there for the tits, you know what I mean?
Exactly. But people go to your concerts just to see your teeth. It's very,
Maybe, but they're not going to buy your record. You know, you may as well just send them a Playboy or Hustler or whatever. Like, here's my, you know,
Yeah, what's the point of, well, but some people use it,
yeah,
and yeah, we are in the 21st century, but
yeah, yeah. I mean, look at Peter Steele. He, of course, Typo Negative was super cool, and even when he did the Playgirl with his
yeah, with
schlong
that.
hanging out, yeah, yeah. Like, I don't think it brought them more fans. They were just like, cool,
Maybe among girls, maybe, yeah,
maybe. Yeah,
maybe
I
among.
guess guys are a lot more like, take my money, please. Like,
But well, they were a very cool band, and I think they didn't need this kind of
sure, yeah. But I think good bands don't need that like shtick, you know,
no.
like when you have good music and theatrics and whatnot, and you can attract the crowd just on your merit alone. That's I think that's where bands want to be, and that's what helps solidify the longevity. So you're not 5 years, okay, we quit. You're 20, 25. Well, like King Diamond's what, 40,
Hmm.
40 something years at this point of performing. So
Time will tell.
yeah, time will tell for sure. So obviously you guys have in the short and the midterm, you have shows planned. Uh, obviously like going to Portugal and whatnot. Do you all have plans to go over to Europe and, spend some time in Europe or come over to the States or anything?
There's some disconnected, but I missed some words from your question. Can you repeat it, please?
Yeah. Do you all have plans to go over to like Europe or come over to the States or anything like that with the live show?
Oh, I will love we will love all the band because I'm speaking on behalf of the band. But we love to go abroad, obviously. Um, so far we have done just Portugal, and we had the opportunity last year and this year as well. We repeat, but obviously we will be delighted to come to United States, but we don't know how to do it exactly because obviously we have our own jobs, and maybe especially in summer will be easier. But throughout the year, it's quite hard to fit the agendas, but we would love, so if you have some suggestion, we are open to go there.
Okay. I'm told it's not cheap to come over here.
I guess so, I guess so, yes.
So just gotta, I guess, prepare for that. I don't know what that looks like for a band. Yeah, I mean, of course, with visas and the working visa and all that good stuff, like
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure that could add up quick. Um, I guess first step might be just finding a band you want to go on tour with over here and say, hey,
Exactly. This
can
will
we?
be great. Otherwise, I think it's quite difficult and obviously, makes no sense to go just for one show and come back
Right.
because super expensive. So at least you have to be or to have minimum, I don't know, six gigs in a row.
Oh, I think it'd probably be more than that.
Or more than that, I don't know. Maybe here in Europe, it's affordable to have five different dates. But in United States, it's super big, so
Yeah.
the distance is just going from one side to another. Just spend maybe one day or more than one day.
Yeah, it's if you go from the east to the west coast, it's definitely more than one day.
Wow.
It's a couple days drive.
Mm-hmm.
I think we did it last summer and we drove about 10 hours a day and we took us about 3 days.
Wow. No. So for now, we have to wait for some application or something.
Yeah. Well, so hopefully you guys can find someone good to, bring you over, like, I don't know, God Dethroned or something.
Sorry.
There's a band called God Dethroned that I think you guys would fit really well with.
Yeah, absolutely. And one of two of bandmates, they are super. They would be super glad if we support Behemoth, and because
Yeah.
they are huge fans of this kind of dethrone. Yes.
Yeah.
Um,
So what kind of bands do you listen to typically?
Me particularly.
Yes.
So, bands, metal bands, or just bands
Just
in
in
general?
general, like what do you like?
So I can listen to on regular basis Queen for sure. Then Iron Maiden as well. I love 70s music, but disco music, just for dancing. Yeah, because I love dancing and I can help but move my legs and my body while, yeah, Gloria Gaynor and things like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I don't know, I love and I would like to support a band from Sweden called Tribulation.
Okay.
uh I love them. I don't know, Arch Enemy as well. Certain things from Behemoth, not everything, and I'm a little bit picky, like, yes, a little bit of this, a little bit of that, but yeah.
Yeah. That's good though. I think a a broad, musical palette is good to have. Otherwise you get stuck in just a little rut,
Absolutely.
you know?
Yeah. Yeah, and I think that it's more interesting when you blend different, voices or styles. um Otherwise it's like you say that you get stuck in
Yeah.
one genre, and you you have to see beyond the box, your own box. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. It's I think when you're just this is all we do or this is all I listen to, it gets really boring, like kind of want to have, of course I like death metal and I listen to other stuff as well. I really love like Queens of the Stone Age. I think they are so good. Um,
Yeah.
but have a bunch of different elements.
Mm-hmm.
It's good. So do you guys have goals or thresholds that you would like to cross or meet with the release of 650?
Obviously, like all the bands do, but when we release, or after the releasing, we were determined to play the songs live, and the more countries the better.
Mm-hmm.
If we can, trespass the borders, it would be fantastic. We're looking forward to go to another countries in Europe. Um, and well, our goal maybe would be like that, to go to this year, because we are going more or less step by step.
Mm-hmm.
We want to be, I think that we need to have our feet on the ground, but with a little bit of, illusion, or a prompter that you can more or less to imagine certain things to achieve. And one of the achievements we want for this year and the next year would be like a play in Germany, and in maybe in Norway. Why not? Because indeed we have our regular label
Mm-hmm.
from Norway, and yes, it would be stunning for
Yeah.
us to play there, because it's like the the cradle, of
Yeah.
black metal. So, well, maybe we are not well welcome, but
I think you'd be surprised, You find that I find that people who are into music and particularly like the underground and lesser known bands, they're very welcoming for outside bands to come and play for
yeah, I hope so.
them. Little bit at a time, right?
Mm.
You'll get there. So what like so we got Norway and Germany. Like, is there like one place in the world that you would really like to play more so than anywhere else?
Well, maybe the answers should be slightly different from one to another, but for me, it would be, for me, Germany.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because it's a country that I love. Every time I visited, I felt very comfortable, with people, and I think that they consider musicians in another with another standards. Yeah,
Yeah.
high level standards. And yeah, they love music, they love festivals, they love partying as well.
Yeah.
So I think that for me it would be great. But maybe if you ask this question to to the guitar player, maybe he would say, for me, Norway or Sweden or
Yeah.
United States. I don't know. So,
Yeah. Well, that's why I asked you.
yeah.
Curious what you think, because you're who I'm talking to. Oh,
This is true.
that's all it, it's always fun though when you can go and play somewhere that you've really wanted to play.
It's some
It
kind of.
it can be a lot of fun, right? Like, oh, I
Mhm.
really want to play this place and then going and playing there.
Yeah, but sometimes it can be the opposite because yeah, imagine that I'm craving for going there, and then if you have the a very high expectations, sometimes it can be counterproductive. I don't
Mm,
know. So I think that it's well, expectations are good because they give you the energy to, you know, to keep on going. But then you have to balance, the real expectations with the,
yeah.
yeah, you have to be ready for any kind of reaction. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, especially first time there. It might be
Yeah.
five people in the audience, and you're like, all right, thanks for showing up, John, Bob, George, and Ringo, like here we go. But that is a very real part of being in a band. Sometimes packed shows, sometimes not so much.
Mm,
So, I think if kind of like you were saying, if you set your bar low enough, then everything's fantastic. Like, I just want to
exactly.
play in Germany. Like, cool. Show up. Doesn't matter if anyone's there. We're in Germany playing. Yay.
Yeah. Like I think that it's like the reviews
Hmm.
of an album. Sometimes when you have not very good review, you can get depressed.
Hmm.
I mean, you have to be like, okay, I accept, I admit that maybe someone don't agree with my, my compositions and everything. So yeah, you have to be humble, and you have to be, mature enough to swallow certain things,
Yeah.
not just with the reviews, but with the reactions of the audience as well, and things like that. And you have to go these things. And but fortunately, I think that we are older enough. uh, I didn't want to say that we are old, but yeah, we are older. All of us are older enough to cope with this thing. And so imagine, or I can imagine myself maybe on my 20s, and maybe my reaction would be completely different because your self-confident is not you are not so confident,
Yeah.
and things like that. So now I'm pretty okay with that. So yeah.
That's cool. I think that's a good place to be in because, I think for some media type, like people who do reviews, sometimes they want to make it sound a lot worse than it really is, so
Mm.
they can get more eyes on their article or whatever. And it's like, can we just like be real and not try to over exaggerate? Like, this sounds like 12 ducks farting into a tunnel. like
Yeah. Yeah.
like like
Yeah, if they are very bombastic on their language, or
yeah.
sometimes we have read certain articles or things that they are very bombastic, and I when I was reading, I felt that they were not talking about our music, because it was like, I don't know, if they consider us like that, it's like no.
Yeah.
Too, yeah, too bombastic is not too good for us. So, we are humble. We are, people from not from the streets, but yeah, we're doing step by step things, and we are glad we are about what we are doing so far, and yeah, we consider our music very, exportable.
Oh yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, I could totally see that. Well, so with did you guys release physical copies of 650?
Yeah, in fact, I wrote some of this.
Oh,
It's
that
not
is
the
super
same.
cool.
Yeah, I have the CD here, but we are planning to make some vinyls.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we think that this artwork deserves to have its own vinyl. And yes, the artwork is made by a designer and photographer here called Irene Serrano. She's fantastic because she got our idea from the very beginning. And yeah, um, in case that you are asking or you are wonder if this is made from um, artificial intelligence, the answer is not. They are real girls naked here from the cover, and the person who is with the white blood stain thing,
Hmm.
it's me. So
Awesome.
yeah, and the rest is made with Photoshop and things like that. It's like post production thing, but yeah, the corpses are real. And yeah, this is a very, she's a very talented photographer and designer. We love her, and it's the second time we work with her, because the first EP that I had it here, I don't know if it's well, she
Yes.
decided as well the cover and all the artwork of the booklet, everything from the EP. So yeah.
That's awesome. So she
Mm.
she really gets what you guys are going for in that.
Yeah,
It,
that's why we love to work with her, because she fall in love she fell in love from the very beginning when she started to listen to our music. It was like a draft at the beginning, because we didn't have the mix and everything and the
mhm.
mastering. But yeah, she said, oh, it's awesome, I love it, so I want to design the artwork and everything for you. And she came with a now I remember the first EP, it was released during the pandemic, so it was everything, all the meetings and everything online. So yeah, but well, I think that maybe she had a she could work um more or less more hours, because she
Oh
was
yeah.
we were locked
Yeah, I
in the
think
lockdown, I mean.
everyone was like, you can't go anywhere. Like, shit, I got to do something.
Exactly, so you could spend more time doing things like that, and more, thoroughly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and I think, and that was with the pandemic, I think a lot of bands um took the opportunity to like, okay, let's create and see what we can do and put out there instead of just going, okay, I can't do anything. Um a, we've had a lot of really good music come out of the pandemic.
Yeah, maybe because the feelings that the pandemic brought out,
Yeah.
yeah, maybe helped to, to express our deepest emotions. And
Yeah.
this could be, a very good seed to create music. I think that when you are super glad, you cannot be good at, or maybe not, the result is completely different.
Yeah.
And for
It
me
real
as well, but it works with when when I'm angry, or I feel some kind of rebel feeling inside of me, uh, maybe because this aggressive thing should be I don't know, should be shown or should be um, printed on a paper or with the lyrics. And yeah,
Yeah. Well, you definitely want some of that aggressive stuff out. It's the emotions is, in my mind, the emotions is what really helps the art come to life,
exactly. Yeah,
you know?
it's like the best way to release your rage.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah. Because
in
we're
a
all just rats
constructive.
in a cage.
Yeah, exactly. In a constructive way. I mean,
Yeah.
in a yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Absolutely. It's better than going and blowing up buildings and killing people, you know?
Exactly, exactly. Because I have the theory that all of us are, are like we can be potentially dangerous
Hmm.
to the others and to ourselves as well.
Oh,
But
yeah.
all depends on how you manage your feelings and your intelligence as well.
Ow, my cat is
Your
biting
cat.
me.
He wants to draw your
I
attention.
know, she's like, hey, love me now. I'm like, I don't even know. She put her claws in my arm and stuck it in her mouth. I'm like, oh shit. Uh, so, oh gosh.
I'm curious because my cat has disappeared and he was starting meow meow, but now okay, it's quieter, so it's better like
Yeah.
that.
He's like, you're busy. I'm gonna go hang out over here. Okay.
But he could be very annoying, especially when I'm on a meeting
Yes.
and he wants to put them on the table and be like that, and I say, yeah,
Yeah,
he
you're
does
like, excuse
very
my
good.
cat's butt. Like,
We his ass on the camera.
tail up. Here's the butthole. Like,
I love the cats because they have no limits. They have no social, constraints. And
yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. They're just like
we,
laying there, like, look at me. I'll lick myself. Like, what are you doing? I mean, I guess if I could, I probably would too, but whatever. Oh gosh. Okay, Elizabeth. Thank you very much for taking time out of your evening to come and hang out and chat with me so I could learn about the band.
Okay, I hope you have a nice meeting. And now, if you want to know more details about the band, don't hesitate and you can call us again,
Okay.
whatever
I
you want.
I absolutely will. I look forward to it, and I look forward to what you all do in the future as well.
Mm-hmm, for sure. So thank you for having me. And it's a shame that my bandmates couldn't attend the meeting, but well, on their behalf, I can say hello and goodbye.
Awesome. Well, go and have yourself a great night.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye.